Part 92. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 913. The two returned to Six Gates. At this time, Lord Lu directly ordered everyone to go to Shenhou Mansion to arrest Zuch Zhengguo immediately, and said that Zuch Zhengguo was the murderer in this case. In fact, this understanding is very normal and makes sense logically. The bamboo forest where I played chess before was in the suburbs, and it was a relatively remote place. It is impossible for a normal family to live in that place. It just so happened that Zuch Zhengguo took the initiative to invite everyone on this trip. The purpose was probably to kill that family. Moreover, by inviting everyone there, you can also give yourself a very sufficient alibi, so that no one will even think that he is the murderer. Mr. Lu went through it in his mind and immediately decided to ask Ji Yehua to quickly take the people from the Six Gates to catch Zuch and correct me. Ji Yehua did not expect that such a thing would happen, or that everything did not go according to plan. All these changes came too suddenly. On the way to Shenhou Mansion, Lu Feng quietly said to her, "Now, I have helped En Yunchen create opportunities. I need you to call Ruyan out. I need to see her alone." Ji Yehua's her eyes lit up. She didn't expect that Lu Feng actually knew about his senior sister Ruyan. Although he didn't make any response, he already had other plans in his heart. Everyone came to Shenhou Mansion and surrounded the place. Everyone in Renhe Mansion didn't know what was going on. When they saw it was someone from Li Amenmen, they thought something was going on at first, but they didn't expect that they were here to arrest Zuch Zhengguo. At this time, everyone gathered in the lobby. "Mr. Lu, Brother Lu, I wonder what the matter is when you two suddenly came here? So many troops were actually used." Master Lu stepped forward. "Master Zuch, after these 2 days of investigation, Master Lu has obtained a lot of evidence to prove that you are the murderer. Moreover, you invited me to meet at the Stone Steel Forest before, and you actually wanted to kill me with the 5 thunders of Tiangang. There are only 2 of these firearms that you have used before, and now there is only 1 left in the arsenal." At this time, Lu Feng took the initiative to step forward and took out the envelope written by Wang. "I followed the clues and successfully found Wang Da. He was one of the 12 culprits in the massacre of the family 12 years ago." When King Gui heard this, he became excited instantly. "You know, the massacre that year was when his family was wiped out, and all 32 members of the family were killed." So after hearing the news, Ching the whole person became very excited. Lu Feng told the story of the massacre that year, and the truth of the matter was finally revealed. "But because of this, Zuch Zhengguo and Tai Xiao were also among the 12 culprits that you just considered back then. One's matter was also exposed. And the 2 of them did not deny it on the spot, but directly admitted it." Ching never expected that such a thing would happen. Since the 2 people who were best to him were among the murderers of his whole family, 1. And for so many years, Zuch Zhengji has been telling Wu King that the 12 culprits of the year have been killed by him, which is also a lie. King Gui became very excited at the moment, and he didn't know what to say for a while. To her the 2 best people actually deceived her and concealed her for so many years. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 914. Tell me this isn't true. Wu King is not willing to believe all this. After all, this kind of thing is too cruel to him. Although she should have died back then, but she was killed by Tai Xiao and Zuch Zheng, but this does not mean that the 2 of them can be forgiven. For a moment, Qing Wu, who was a little excited, directly picked up a knife and pointed it at Tai Xiao's neck. When she was about to take action, Leng Shui suddenly went up and pulled him. "Do you want to stop me from taking revenge?" asked ruthlessly. "I support you in whatever decision you make, but you have to think clearly, he is your savior." Both of them seemed to calm down, glanced at Iron Shao ruthlessly, and then put down the knife in their hands with great regret. "Now that I know the truth of the matter, there is no reason for me to stay in Zhenhou Mansion. In this case, let me go. Qingqing's heart has been hit hard. At this moment, she has no intention of caring about other things. She wanted to leave this place before. Zhujiang and I didn't stop her. Slowly, Wu Qing disappeared from everyone's sight. Mr. Lu said, Master Zhuj, please come back to Liamen with us. Everyone else felt that Zhujiang could not be the murderer, but now that the evidence was in front of them, there was no room for any excuse. Moreover, at this time, Zhujiang had no intention of explaining, and simply said no need to make a big deal about it. Fei Zhojiang, I will go back 6 doors with you. After that, Zhujiang and I followed the people from Liamen back obediently without any resistance. Mr. Lu felt a little strange, but during the whole process, Zhujiang and I never showed any sign of resisting. Without even saying a word, he followed them back to the 6 gates. Just in case, I devised many mechanisms for Zhujiang to prevent him from escaping. The seals on acupuncture points, plus the action seal. Now, Zhujiang's power has been officially sealed, and he can't use it at all. Lord Zhuj, I will report this matter to the prince and let him make a decision. During this time, you should stay at Liamen. After saying that, Master Lu left directly. Maybe it was out of anger about the previous incident, so Master Lu was not very polite. This matter has come to an end for the time being, and Lu Feng did not forget to give Ji Yehua a hint. Eyes. At this time, Ji Yehua finally nodded silently. Next, she waited for An Yunqian to take action. In a few days, it will be the Double Ninth Festival. If nothing goes wrong, the girls will find ways to do it. Let the emperor leave the palace and assassinate him. When the time comes, the entire court will be leaderless. The prime minister will take action at this time and directly and secretly select An Yunqian's latest emperor. An Yunqian's loneliness will be completed. But all this will definitely not be done. It would go so smoothly, and Lu Feng was constantly paying attention to the changes in the situation. Next, the emperor must speak out, and he must be assassinated. Only in this way can Lu Feng have a chance to perform. When the time comes to save the emperor, he will, if we can gain his trust, it will not be too late to give up the military power when the time comes, and success can be 100% guaranteed. And before that, An Yunqian will definitely attack Zhujiang first, sucking all his skills into the bag, and thus be more powerful. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 915. I don't a Euro trademark T need to pay too much attention to Zhujiang. His skills will be restored in the end anyway. And if An Yunqian hadn't successfully absorbed Zhujiang's power, I'm afraid An Yunqian wouldn't have appeared so blatantly. So in order to make the situation more serious, Lu Feng also specially found Ji Yehua. Eat a Euro trademark S the same tea house from last time. This time after Ji Yehua came over, her whole attitude seemed to have obviously changed. Mr. Lu, my master has said that he is willing to cooperate with you, but he wants to meet you first, otherwise he will be a little worried. Oh. It just so happens that I also want to meet him and discuss something with him. Then please invite Mr. Lu to come with me. After saying that, Ji Yehua acted as the guide, and Lu Feng followed him through the alley, bypassing the crowd, and came to An's house. Lu Feng didn't expect that he would come directly to An's house, but at this time he was a little nervous. I became a little wary. It's really incredible that An Yunqian would cooperate with Lu Feng regardless of past suspicions. You know, An Shijin is An Yunqian's fate. An Yunqian only has such a son, right? He loves his son very much. For his son, he is willing to do anything. He started An's business abruptly, making An become the god of wealth in people's eyes. This alone can highlight An's Yunshin's love for Anshijin. An's family lobby. Lu Feng was sitting quietly here. A servant of An's family handed him a cup of tea, but Lu Feng didn't drink it in a hurry. After waiting for a while, An Yunshin appeared in front of him. The famous Mr. Lu is actually unwilling to make tea with us. It seems that he is unwilling to give us face. How can he trust me to cooperate with you? Mr. N misunderstood. The host has not spoken yet. How dare I, a guest, drink tea first? Since Mr. N has said so, I will do it first as a respect for the investigation here. After finishing speaking, Lu Feng picked up the teacup on the table and drank it all in one gulp. But he must have kept an eye on it. While drinking the cup of tea, he also removed everything except water from the cup of tea. Eliminate them all from the body. The N family is good at using various drugs, so they are not sure what to mix in the tea just now. For the sake of safety, it is better to be more cautious. After drinking, Lu Feng took the initiative to get straight to the point. Mr. N, I am quite curious that you would actually ask to come over, but this is good, it saves a lot of trouble. Lita Euro Trademark S talk about the next collaboration. There a Euro Trademark S no rush about cooperation. Lita Euro Trademark S talk about my son first. You should have killed my son. Sure enough, and Yunshin mentioned this matter immediately. It seems that his son is still very important to him. Theta Euro Trademark S right, I was the one who killed your son. So when you called me here this time, were you preparing for revenge? Eta Euro Trademark S good to know. Die. As soon as he finished speaking, An Yunshin rushed over with a sword. Whoosh. Dang. Turning around, An Yunshin immediately came to Lu Feng. But at this time, Lu Feng suddenly disappeared. In the same place, the next second, he appeared 2 meters away. An Yunshin was a little surprised, and he didn't react for a while. 3 Kingdoms, I have a job transfer palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 916. A few seconds later, An Yunshin looked around and suddenly found that Lu Feng's appearance was quite particular, just facing the entire lobby of the An family. The two people kept going back and forth, but in fact it was a complete crushing of strength. An Yunshin always wanted to kill Lu Feng, but he realized that Lu Feng's Qinggong was extremely good. No matter how hard An Yunshin chased him, he could not reach him. Lu Feng dodged calmly, without worrying about wasting any time. After almost an hour, maybe because he was a little tired from the fight, or maybe because he was tired of it, An Yunshin finally stopped. Mr. N, are you tired so soon? It seems that you are still getting old and time is not forgiving. Don't a Euro Trademark T think that just because you are strong, I want a Euro Trademark T necessarily lose to you. In fact, there is no need for the two of us to hate each other so much. Mr. N, think about it carefully, if I didn't kill your son, would Liamen and Zhenhou Mansion really let your son go? They will definitely follow your son's thread to find you. What's more, if your son is still alive, you will definitely give him the throne, right? Perhaps because these words were exactly what he wanted, An Yunshin suddenly stopped and looked straight at Lu Feng. How did you know about my plan? This is actually not important. What is important is that I am willing to help you complete your great cause. Isn't this a joyful thing? Looking at Lu Feng, An Yunshin paused for a long time and was silent for a long time. At this moment, Lu Feng returned to the lobby like a normal person and picked up the cup of tea he had just brought in. I wonder if there is anything else in this cup of tea? If I want to be serious, I can take it for testing. Don't forget my current identity. If something goes wrong with me, or someone wants to harm me, I'm afraid the consequences will be serious. This sentence reminded An Yunshin and made him calm down instantly. Although his son was killed and this hatred must be avenged, now is not the time. If Lu Feng is really willing to go, there is indeed no problem in helping An Yunqian for so long with just a few temporary moments. The death of his son is already an established fact, and there is no way to change it. Instead of struggling with this problem all the time, it is better to look at the rest. What else can be done next? When he thought of this, An Yunqian's entire attitude changed. Do you really want to help me? So what if? Didn't you pay attention when I asked Ji Yehua to send you a message? That's true, but I can't tell whether what you said is true or whether you are sincere. I'm already here, and I've already drank the cup of tea. Doesn't that still prove my sincerity? An Yunqian was choked up for a moment and didn't know what to say. Indeed, Lu Feng had just drank the cup of tea in front of his own eyes. There was indeed paralysis in the cup of tea, but Lu Feng has been drinking it for so long, but nothing happened to him. He originally hoped that this cup of tea would have some effect during the duel, but now it seems that Lu Feng is unfathomable. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 917. While An Yunqian was responding, he recalled what happened in his mind. After Lu Feng drank that cup of tea, nothing happened. It seemed that his charm was still very strong. Facing such a strong opponent, An Yunqian might not be able to defeat him if he didn't exert his full strength. But when I think that the other party can actually do something to me, but there is still no sign of it so far, I start to hesitate. If Lu Feng really wants to deal with An Yunqian, he probably doesn't need to wait until this time. Mr. Lu, since you said you sincerely want to help me, why not tell me what your next plans are and what you are going to do? At this time, An Yunqian finally relaxed a little. The two of them returned to their seats, and Lu Feng continued to drink tea while responding. In fact, the next step is very simple. I will create an opportunity for you to successfully absorb all Zhuji's skills. In this way, you will be invincible. By then, no one will be your opponent. Isn't it easy to become the emperor? When An Yunqian heard this, he immediately felt a little confused. If you do this, aren't you afraid that I will absorb Zhuji's skills and deal with you? There is no need to be afraid at all, because you want a Euro trademark to be able to find me at all when the time comes. All I want is chaos, as long as I achieve my goal, that's enough. Good. Since you have said so, I will believe you for once. In this way, the two people reached an agreement on this matter. But for An Yunqian, the matter is not that simple. The hatred for killing his son will not disappear because of this, so he has already thought about it in his heart. Well, after he absorbs Zhuji's power and officially becomes the emperor, it won't be too late to deal with Lu Feng. Now An Yunqian's own strength is already very strong. If we add Zhuji's mysterious power with his skill, he will definitely become the strongest person in the world today. It will be easy to deal with Lu Feng by then, and things like today will not happen at all. As far as the fight between the two people just now is concerned, An Yunqian has already he fully understood Lu Feng's Qinggong, so he knew why Lu Feng said such confident words. But after absorbing Zhuji's Qinggong, all this might be uncertain. Lu Feng naturally knew what was going on in An Yunqian's heart. He thought, so he was already prepared. Even if Zhujiang and I put all his power on An Yunqian, Lu Feng is still absolutely sure that he can defeat him. After coming out of the An family, Lu Feng immediately came to Lu Feng this side of the door. Next, we must try every means to create opportunities for An Yunqian to contact Zhujiang. But before that, we must first get rid of all the people in the 6 doors. After finding Lu Sir, at this moment he is preparing to interrogate Zhujiang. Mr. Lu, you are here just in time. Come with me to interrogate Zhujiang. Don't worry, there are still some doubts about this matter. I want to discuss it with you. Oh? Is it possible that Mr. Lu has made a new discovery? Then let's go to the back room and talk. While talking, the two of them had already arrived in the house. Before leaving, Lu Feng gave Ji Yehua a look. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 918. Inside the house. Master Lu asked, I wonder if Master Lu has any new discoveries. In fact, after I came out of Shenhou Mansion, I have been thinking about a question, Zhujiang, why didn't I have any excuse at that time? Isn't a Euro trademark T this because we have solid evidence? We do have enough evidence to prove it, but we didn't find Tiangang 5 Thunder in the provincial marquis mansion at that time. Isn't this strange? When Mr. Lu heard this, he frowned instantly. Indeed, the people under me did not find the Tiangang 5 Thunders at that time, and they are still searching for the Shenhou mansion, but there is no result yet. At this time, Lu Feng pretended to stand up, drank a cup of tea, and pretended to think. This is why I feel a little confused. I think we should find Tiangang Wulei first, otherwise I think this matter is not over yet. So what Master Lu means is that Zhujiang will not be interrogated for the time being. There will definitely still be an interrogation, and it's a good time to ask him where the Tiangang 5 Thunders are. But there is one thing that must be clear. What's up? Master Lu became interested instantly. I think according to Zhujiang's character, he shouldn't be able to speak. So here I have a way to get him to tell the truth. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Feng held it in front of him like a black pill. This is an elixir made from the secret techniques of the western regions. There is a kind of worm in it. It will hatch out after the elixir enters the human body. When Zhujiang is interrogated, if he is told lies, the worm inside will attack him. His internal organs caused him great pain. Master Lu took a breath of cold air and couldn't help but take the pill in his hand and look at it carefully. However, the color of the pill was too dark, so it was impossible to see clearly what was inside. In fact, the pill was just Lu Feng's casual talk, and its purpose was just to delay time here. At the same time, Ji Yehua had led her men to the place where Zhujiang was detained. After everyone opened the cell door, one of Ji Yehua's men suddenly turned into En Yunshan. Another one turned into her senior sister Ruyan. After Zhujiang and I saw this situation, although I didn't show much shock, but he couldn't help but said, now I finally understand why someone would accuse me of being the murderer. Lord Shenhou, you have already faced this kind of situation, and yet you can face it so calmly. I am truly worthy of you. But Ida Euro trademark s too late to say this now. I will accept your profound skills over the years without hesitation. After finishing speaking, En Yunshan raised his hands and began to cast spells, and a faint light appeared in an instant. Zhujiang's skills were gradually absorbed, but his expression did not show any pain. This is what En Yunshan said the most. With strong strength, the power-absorbing technique he possesses allows him to absorb all the power of everyone and use it for his own use. All of Zhujiang's Euro trademark S power has been sealed, so he has no chance to struggle at all. I can only watch my skills being absorbed, unable to do anything. In just half a stick of incense, all Zhujiang's Euro trademark S skills have been completely absorbed by En Yunshan. Lord Shenhou, thank you. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 919. After absorbing all of Zhujiang's public, En Yunshan and Ruyan left 6 doors ahead of schedule. But before the two of them left, they also took Zhujiang away at the same time. This can create the illusion that Zhujiang escaped from prison, and no one can find him afterwards, so he can be fully convicted. If the previous crime of murder is likely to be offset, but this time escaping from the 6 doors, it is a serious crime and has reached the point of being unforgivable. When Mr. Lu and Lu Feng came out of the house and came to the cell, they suddenly found that Zhujiang and I had disappeared, and there were signs of breaking free from the restraints. Master Lu was furious. Zhuge has escaped from prison, and he will be captured immediately. As soon as these words came out, everyone in the 6 gates took action. Everyone searched inside the 6 gates first, but found nothing. It seems that Zhuge and I have left the 6 gates. If it is true, if this is the case, it is basically impossible to find him again. There are always people guarding the Shenhou mansion, so if Zhuge and I go back, I will definitely report it back as soon as possible. But so far, there has been no movement at the Shenhou mansion, which makes people really suspicious of all this. Zhuge escaped from prison in the 6-door building, and this matter quickly spread throughout the capital. Everyone has begun to question the ability of 6 doors to do things. The prestige established before has long ceased to exist. Faced with such a situation, Mr. Lu really has no solution at all. The people under his command are already trying their best to find Zhuge, but Master Lu knew that with Zhuge a Euro trademark's strength, even if his men were found, there would be no way to arrest him. At the same time, this incident had shocked the prince. Master Lu quickly then the prince called him over. What is going on? Is your 6-door service so unreliable? Please calm down, Your Majesty. This matter is indeed due to the incompetence of the 6 gates. I have sent my men to monitor the entire capital. Zhuge and I will show up and arrest him immediately. Forget it, you 6 sects will leave this matter alone for the time being and leave it to Dali Temple. Your Majesty, when Mr. Lu heard this, he became excited instantly. No need to say any more, this matter is settled. Obviously, at this moment, the prince is very disappointed with the 6 doors. Mr. Lu knows that no matter what he says at this time, it is useless, so he can only swallow his anger, say nothing, and bear all this silently. After this incident, Lu Feng was immediately invited by Ji Yehua, and even called Ruyan over. In the tea house, Ruyan was a little confused as to why Lu Feng would call her over. Mr. Lu, I wonder what you mean by calling the little girl over. While saying this, Ruyan was still sitting on the side, making very flirtatious movements, teasing Lu Feng. But the latter sat motionless, unaffected by the other party at all. I came here to ask you to do something for me. I need you to disguise yourself as Shijin at a specific time. When Ruyan heard this, his expression immediately became serious. 3 Kingdoms, I have a job transfer palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 920. Shijin? Why does Lord Lu want me to do this? Ruyan found it strange that Shijin had been killed by Lu Feng a long time ago. In that case, what's the point of pretending to be Shijin? You don't need to ask why, you just need to do what I tell you and cooperate with me. Then why should I listen to Master Lu? You don't a Euro trademark T have to listen, but the result is only one word, death. For Ruyan, the method adopted cannot be the same as that of Ji Yehua. The secrets in their hearts are different, so the reasons for doing things are naturally different. Ruyan is a casual person. Many times if without threatening his life, it would be impossible for him to help him. Lu Feng knew this very well, so he could only take this approach. When Ruyan heard this, he smiled for a moment. What Mr. Lu said is quite interesting. The little girl is not talented and cannot help Mr. Lu. After saying that, Ruyan was about to turn around and leave. But at this moment, with a cold snort, Lu Feng burst out a breath from his body, shot it out from his palm, and directly smashed the candlestick next to Ruyan. And it didn't look like it was destroyed, but the whole candlestick turned into dust, and when the wind blew, it all scattered. Seeing this situation, Ruyan and Ji Yehua's eyes widened. The two of them did not expect Lu at all. Feng actually has such a powerful power. Being able to turn a physical object into dust instantly is something that even Zhuge or Yunshan cannot do. Are you still deciding not to help me now? As soon as these words came out, Ruyan's expression changed instantly. Mr. Liu, as long as you say this from now on, the little girl will definitely do it without hesitation. Ruyan finally agreed. Only in this way can Lu Feng ensure that the next things will go according to plan. The next step is to wait until the emperor leaves the palace. On the Double Ninth Festival, Lu Feng has been waiting on the bridge for the emperor to appear. At this time, all the people from Liamen and Dali Temple gathered around. Everyone already knew about the Emperor Euro trademark's private visit. After the fireworks were put off, several boats finally appeared on the lake. The one at the front was the Emperor Euro trademark's the boat, the one at the back is the boat that the prince is riding in. After the prince knew that the emperor was out, he rushed over immediately, for fear that something would happen to the emperor. When everyone reported that the person on the boat was the emperor, many people reacted and immediately knelt down. By the time everyone reacted again, the ship the emperor was riding on had already been exploded. Only a bang was heard, and the emperor had disappeared on the ship. This incident caused quite a stir, and everyone was looking for the emperor. But everyone has been looking for a long time, but found nothing. Lu Feng knew that the emperor would definitely go to the person he trusted most, so he had been waiting at the guardhouse for a long time. But when he came here at that time, Wu King suddenly discovered that Qing Qing was already waiting here. The reason why Wu King appeared here was because she hoped to kill the emperor after meeting him here, so Lu Feng would definitely not allow her to do this. Ruthless, I hope you leave this matter to me. Revenge is not as simple as you think. Brother Lu, this is my family's grudge, and I will avenge it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 921. Her ruthless attitude is very determined. It seems that she hates the tragedy of her family's annihilation very much. Ruthless, you can actually think about revenge carefully. If you really kill the emperor, how big of an impact will it have in the future? Have you really thought about it? Your enemies have been avenged, but once the emperor dies and chaos breaks out in the court, how will these thousands of people find peace? I don't know if King Gui listened to these words. Not long after, the emperor appeared in the palace behind him. When Qing Qing was about to attack the emperor, he was suddenly stopped by Lu Feng. After the emperor saw this situation, felt a little scared for a moment, and immediately hid behind Lu Feng's side, asking what on earth happened. Wu Qing is the orphan of the family massacre 12 years ago, so she wants revenge. I originally thought that after saying these words, the emperor would definitely hide behind him peacefully, but Lu Feng did not expect that the emperor did not do this, but walked directly to Wu Feng. It turns out that you are the girl back then. I didn't Euro trademark T expect that you have grown so big now. If you want to avenge your parents, then just kill me. Lu Feng was still a little afraid that Qing Qing would take action directly, but seeing Wu King's sudden hesitation, he instantly became less worried. Wu King was struggling in his heart. Facing his father-killing enemy, he had 10,000 thoughts in his heart. Unwilling to give in. But just like what Lu Feng said just now, if he really kills the emperor, chaos in the court will definitely cause a wave of disputes, and more innocent people will be implicated. There is indeed nothing wrong with revenge. But if innocent people are implicated, then it will definitely not work. Wu King is still very kind in her heart. She does not want to implicate so many innocent people because of her private affairs, so she was very hesitant for a while, not knowing whether it was true. He wanted to kill the emperor. Seeing the other party's hesitation, the emperor felt strange for a moment. Lu Feng stepped forward quickly. Think about this ruthless matter carefully, but you have more important things to do next. Zhejiang is in An Yunshan's hands now. All his power has been absorbed and he will be killed anytime and anywhere. You'd better go rescue people with Leng Xiu and the others. Although it's not clear what exactly happened, Wu Qing instantly became a little nervous when he heard Lu Feng say this. Although Zheng and I were one of the 12 culprits in the massacre that year, for Qing, there was indeed a life-saving grace and a nurturing grace. Just this level of relationship is enough to make people tangled. Although Qing Wu is called that, she is a person who attaches great importance to friendship. Although she said before that she was ready to leave God Home Mansion, but when I heard that Zheng and I were in danger, I felt very worried instantly. Where is Anyunchen now? The palace. I have informed several other people that they have rushed over. This time I came to Shenhou Mansion, hoping to send the emperor back as soon as possible. Then let's go quickly. The ruthlessness at this moment put all the worries on Zhenji, and did not consider other things at all. So, the three people walked together and rushed to the palace immediately. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 922. When everyone gathered at the palace, everyone had already been deceived by the current illusion. But when the real emperor appeared in front of him, Ruyan's illusion didn't work at all. When Anyunchen saw Lu Feng coming with the real emperor, he felt a little used to it. Lu Feng, did na Euro trademark you come to me and say you could help me accomplish my great cause? Why are you standing against me now? If I don't say that, how can I prove Zhenhou's innocence? How can I lead you out? Lu Feng told everything he had planned before. In fact, he was taking advantage of the information gap to finally expose Anyunchen's ambitions and prevent him from continuing to do bad things secretly. When everyone knew about it, everyone understood that it turned out that Lu Feng was the real master in solving the case. Anyunchen laughed. I didn't expect that an old man like me would lose to you. It's like the waves behind the Yangtze River push the waves ahead, but don't forget, I have absorbed it now. All Zhenguo's skills have long been invincible and unmatched. Oh? Yeah. What if it's your son? At this moment, Ruyan, who had disappeared long ago, suddenly transformed into Anyunchen and appeared in front of everyone. When Anyunchen saw it, he showed a very surprised expression. But in the next second, suddenly it changed. Lu Feng, you really don't a Euro trademark think that all your plans will go as you wish, do you? Ruyan told me what you asked him to do a long time ago, and I have already been prepared. But what you said has already exposed its flaw. As soon as he finished speaking, there was only a bang. Lu Feng suddenly appeared in front of Anyunchen, and hit his chest with a palm, and instantly mobilized his internal energy, stimulating all the skills in his body at this time. Anyunchen found that the power in his body was surging, but it was not the normal kind. The power in his body seemed very messy because he had absorbed too much skill and integrated many sections. He had just been beaten by Lu. This moment of Feny's Hong instantly stimulated all the skills in his body. In this way, many publics were constantly colliding in his body, which was beyond his control. Anyunchen was fixed at this moment. There was no way to respond at all. Moreover, the large amount of skill in his body made him feel uncomfortable, and he felt that his body was about to explode. At this time, Lu Feng took several steps back and said to Anyunchen, do you think do you really want Ruyan to pretend to be Anyunchen? I have already guessed that no matter what I say, he will definitely tell you, so I deliberately used the trick. The purpose is to expose your flaw just now, and there is no way to defend yourself well. If you hadn't lowered your guard a little and become less arrogant just now, I really might not be able to beat you, but the situation is different now. It was your arrogance and greed that harmed yourself. Not long after he said this, Anyunchen couldn't stand the expansion of the power in his body and turned into a ball of ashes and disappeared. On the other side, Jiyehua and Ruyan, because their identities were exposed, so the others people will definitely not let them go and let them kill them on the spot.